Okay, so our transport system is meant to transport the different molecules throughout the body. And what those molecules are: oxygen, nutrient, waste, hormones, all these things are transported throughout our body. Heat also, via
Miss, I can't hear you.
Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so our transport system is made up of our heart, our blood, and the blood vessels. So what are the blood vessels? You can see over here blue and red color blood vessels. So these are actually arteries and veins. Now see, what transport system consists of our heart and blood vessels. So why do we need a transport system? To transport the molecules throughout the body. All right. Why microscopic organisms do not need a transport system? So microscopic organisms, as we know, that they consist of single cell, and single cell has got a very large surface area, and we know that the things which have got large surface area in them, diffusion takes place very fast. So see, the single cell organisms have got a very large surface area. So by simple diffusion, the molecules get in and the waste molecules go out. But since the size of our body is very big, so if you want to take oxygen or the nutrients from outside by diffusion across your skin inside your body, our surface area is so small that it will take a very long time and we cannot wait for so long. So we are given with a transport system. So the blood will take the molecules just beside our cells, and our cells are microscopic. So when the blood will take the molecules beside the cells in the blood vessel, from here from the blood, the nutrients will simply diffuse from blood into the cells. So that becomes easier. So why microscopic organisms do not need a circulatory system? Because they have got very small size and a large surface area, so quickly diffusion can happen in them. But in case of the large organisms, the size is so big that the surface area is very small, so we cannot diffuse the things like from outside to inside. We have to take it via blood to the cellular level. Then the diffusion will be possible. Clear, Hiba?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Now see. So what is the structure of our heart? Now look at the structure of our heart. This is how our heart look like. And our heart is a very strong muscular organ, and it is conical in shape. The shape of the heart is sort of triangular in shape, roughly triangular. We call it conical in shape. And our heart outside is surrounded by a thin layer for, for extra protection. And that thin layer is called pericardium. You will see in the notes. Right in the middle of the heart, you can see, there is a muscular wall. And this muscular wall of the heart is called septum. So this is the septum. So this septum is dividing the heart into left and right part. So this is septum. What is septum? The longitudinal muscular wall is called septum. So the septum is dividing the heart into left and right part. So when you are writing, your right hand is the left part of the heart, and your left hand is, by the way, right part of the heart. You have to remember this thing. When you are writing on the piece of paper, your right hand is the left part of your heart, and your left hand is the right part of the heart. Your left hand is the right part of the heart. Okay. Now see, in our right part of the heart, here there are valves which are called tricuspid valves, and here there are valves which are called mitral or bicuspid valve. Bi and tri. The meaning of tri means three. The meaning of tri means three. So the valves are actually lid-like structure. They are flaps. Tricuspid means there are three flaps over here. And in this region, there is a bicuspid valve in the left part of the heart. Bi means two. It has got two doors. The doors will open like that. Due to these valves, our heart is divided into four chambers. the upper two chambers and the lower two chambers. So the upper two chambers are called atria. The lower two are called ventricles. So this one is right atria. Wait a minute, Hiba, that problem. Just give me 1 minute. All right. So sorry, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. So the heart is divided into 4 chambers. The upper two are right atrium and left atrium. The lower two are right ventricle and left ventricle. Now, the right part of the heart, this one, is filled up with deoxygenated blood, poor blood. Deoxygenated blood or poor blood means the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide. Whereas the left part of the heart is filled up with good blood or oxygenated blood. So in case of the mammals, higher organism, we have an advantage that our heart is consisting of 2 chambers longitudinally, 2 portions. One is pumping only the deoxygenated blood and another one is pumping only the oxygenated blood. So the 2 different type of the blood, they never mix up with each other. They are pumped to 2 different destinations at 2 different blood pressures. We will discuss it now. So this is called a double circulatory system. So the advantage of having a double circulatory system is the good and the bad blood, I mean the oxygenated and deoxygenated, do not mix up with each other. They are pumped separately at 2 different blood pressures. So our blood pressure remains constant for that reason. It is not like when the blood is returning back to the heart, the blood pressure falls down. No, the blood pressure remains constant because our heart is actually controlling the 2 different blood pressures. How? Now let's see how it is happening. Now see the structure of heart. You will read the notes from here. I will not waste the
Okay.
time because whatever I have explained, everything is written. So we'll go for it fast. Okay.
All right.
Now see. Now look at this one. So how the blood is going to circulate in our body? We have a double circulatory system. So I told you that the right part of the heart is filled up with deoxygenated blood. So this deoxygenated blood, first it has to get rid of
Miss,
carbon dioxide. Yes,
in the past few days, we did something about the hearts, right?
no, we have not started. I was doing with you chapter number 2, microscopic organisms. We have not started heart.
It had something about heart in it as well, right?
Okay, I don't remember. I don't think so. So this deoxygenated blood, first of all, it has to pick up the oxygen. So it will go from here to our lungs to pick oxygen. And since our lungs are very much delicate, so this blood has to go to your lungs at a very gentle pressure, at a very low pressure. How this low pressure will be maintained? This low pressure is maintained. You can see in the picture, see the side walls of the right and the left ventricle. The wall of the right ventricle is comparatively thinner and the wall of the left ventricle is comparatively thicker. Since the wall of the right ventricle is thin, so it pumps the blood gently. Plus, another thing. Another thing is that in between the right atrium and right ventricle, over here there is a tricuspid valve. What is the meaning of tricuspid valve? It has got three flaps. So when the blood will, pump down from right atrium to right ventricle, these three flaps will open one by one. So one flap will open, then the second will open, then the third will open. So by that time, the pressure of the blood falls. So how the blood is pumped at a low pressure from the right ventricle to the lungs? The answer will be the right part of the heart is comparatively made up of thin muscles, so they pump the blood gently. Number two, in between the right atrium and right ventricle, there is a tricuspid valve. So the tricuspid valve offers more resistance to the flow of the blood. So the blood from here, the blood first of all will be pumped from right atrium. When the blood will be pumped, the three doors will open. The blood will come down, the three doors will close so that the blood may not return back. So this is the advantage of having valves in our heart. They will prevent the backflow of the blood. The blood will flow only in one direction. Now, the right ventricle will contract, and from here, the blood will pass at a very gentle pressure to our lungs. So, in our lungs, carbon dioxide is unloaded from blood to the lungs, which we exhale out, and the blood will pick up oxygen. So, now the blood is returning back, taking oxygen, good blood, where to the left atrium. Now the left atrium will contract and the door will open. These are the bicuspid valve. There are two flaps. The two flaps will open. The blood comes down. The two flaps will close so that the blood may not return back to the lungs. Now, the left ventricle contracts, and from here the blood will be pumped. Where the blood will be pumped? The blood is going to from here to the whole body, up and down like this, here and then here. So the blood is going to your neck, to your face, to your ears, to your brain, to your shoulders, to your hands, then down here to our digestive system, to our liver, to our kidneys, to the reproductive organs, to the back, to the legs, and everywhere. So the blood is going, taking oxygen to the whole body. So what happens in the whole body? Oxygen is given to the cells and the tissues, and carbon dioxide is picked up, because in the cells and tissues, cellular respiration is taking place and carbon dioxide is produced in the cells. So quickly the blood will give oxygen and pick up carbon dioxide. And now the blood is returning back. Now see, the blood is returning back from all the parts of the body, everywhere. The blood is returning back to the right atrium like this. Then again the right atrium to right ventricle, then the lungs, then from lungs to back to the heart. So the heart is pumping the blood. Actually, the blood is passing through the heart twice. One from heart to the lungs and then back to the heart. Then from heart to the whole body.
Miss, can you give me a minute? I'll be back.
Okay.
Just gonna get some water.
ক্লাস চলে যখন তখন কথা শোনা যায় না। গিভ আ কল টু ইয়োর মম, আম্মুকে ফোন দাও। ইউ ক্যান মিউট করে রাখছে, ফোন দাও।
Back, miss.
1 minute. Now, yes. So, did you understand here about the process of the blood circulation? How the blood is circulated throughout the body?
Yes.
Okay. Now the blood vessels. What different blood vessels do we have? Actually, let me show you here. So the blood vessels which take the blood away from the heart, they are called arteries. Arteries take the blood away from the heart. Veins bring the blood back to the heart. All right. So you can see this blood vessel is taking the blood away from the heart. So it's an artery. So anything related with our lungs is called pulmonary diseases or the pulmonary blood vessels. So see this blood vessel, it is taking the blood away from the heart where? To the lungs. So this blood vessel is called pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery. Now the blood vessels which are bringing the blood back to the heart are called veins. So this one, see, it is bringing the blood back to the heart from the lungs. So since it is related with the lung, so we can give it the name pulmonary vein. So the blood vessel is called pulmonary vein. So this blood vessel is called pulmonary vein. Now, another artery from here, it is taking the blood away from the heart to the whole body. So this is a big artery. So instead of calling it an big artery, we are calling it aorta. This is an aorta. So aorta is a big blood vessel which is taking the good blood, oxygenated blood to the whole body. Now, look at this blood vessel. This blood vessel is bringing the poor blood, deoxygenated blood back to the heart. So this blood vessel is a vein. So since it is a big vein, so we are calling it vena cava. We are calling it vena cava. So the blood vessels are of two types, arteries and veins. So arteries always take the blood away from the heart. Veins always bring the blood back to the heart. But there are some other differences as well. So what are those differences? Let's see. Blood vessels. So blood vessels are the tube-like organs. They are organs because they are made up of several tissues. They carry the blood in them. The blood vessels are arteries, veins, and capillaries. So what are capillaries? You know, the ones which are connecting arteries and veins. So look at this one. The tiny thinner ones which are collecting arteries and veins, they are called capillaries. And capillaries are so thin that they can fit in between the tiny microscopic cells. They can even fit in between the tiny microscopic cells. So they carry blood, they are arteries, veins. Arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. All the rest of the arteries in our body, they carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. Why? Because it is taking deoxygenated blood from the right part of the heart to the lungs. So this is the only exception over here. Veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. Why? Because it is the vein which is bringing the oxygenated blood back to the heart from the lungs. And capillaries are the tiny branches which are connecting arteries and veins. Acha. So there are some more differences in between arteries and veins. So let me share my whiteboard with you and I will tell you the differences in between arteries and veins. Okay. So, all right. So let me show it with the color pen. Like this is the artery. Suppose it is like this. This is the artery. And This is the vein. And this is the tiny capillary, very tiny capillary, and it is made up of one celled thin lining. Its lining is made up of one cell thin, so that it can fit in between the cells. Okay, now you can see over here, this red one is the artery, blue one is the vein. So you can see the artery has got, a very small lumen. What is lumen? This diameter inside, the opening inside. It has a very small lumen. Why it has a small lumen? Because it is very thick walled and it has got elasticity in it. Arteries have thick walls and have got elasticity in them. Wait a minute. And the veins you can see. Okay. Okay. So the arteries have got very thick walls and they have got elasticity. It means when the blood passes through them, they can stretch. Why? Because in arteries, the blood passes at a very high pressure. Because it is coming from the left part of the heart, and the left part of the heart is very thick and muscular. So it pumps the blood at a very high pressure. So the arteries have to resist a very high pressure. So that's why they're very much thick walled and elastic. When the blood passes through them, they stretch. Whereas the veins are thin walled and less elastic. Why? Because they do not have to carry the blood at a high pressure. The blood is returning back to the heart at comparatively low pressure. So you can see over here, the veins have got a big lumen. The lumen is big. Here the lumen is very small. More elasticity, less elasticity. And then you can see in case of arteries, there are no valves over here. But in case of veins, at regular intervals, there are valves. Why? Because the blood is coming back to the heart. Like the blood is coming back to the heart like this. So there are chances that the blood can go reverse. That's why there are valves. So they will open the blood path and then they will close. Whereas in case of arteries, the blood is going away from the heart towards the gravity, by the way, like this. The blood is going like this. So there is no chance the blood will again go up. All right. So let's write down some differences in between arteries and veins because it is not in the slides. They are not in the slides. So the difference are carry carry the arteries carry the blood away from the heart. Veins carry the blood towards the heart. Okay. So the number 2 points, arteries carry oxygenated blood. Veins carry deoxygenated blood. Arteries carry oxygenated blood, veins carry deoxygenated blood. Okay. Arteries have thick and elastic walls. Veins have thin and less elastic walls. Arteries have a small lumen. Veins have a big lumen. Arteries have no valves. Veins have valves.
Done.
Okay, so did you understand, Hiba, this chapter?
Yes, so far it's
Acha.
okay.
Okay, so this chapter is not yet finished, by the way. We have just finished the 50% of the chapter, and 50% is left, that is about blood and heart diseases. Okay,
Okay.
so we have got only 5 minutes left. So, inshallah, we will finish this chapter, wrap up this chapter tomorrow. And what are you planning about the test when you are going to give the test?
When you want me to give the test.
Are you ready?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so do you want me to take the test of chapter number 1 and 2, or chapter number 1, 2, and blood circulatory system together?
I think first let's do each chapter separately and then all together.
Each chapter separately, if you will give, it will take long time. So I want you to give 2, 3 combined chapters so that you will have an idea of solving the question paper, because I will make the exam from the question paper.
So first and second then.
First and second, will you give it tomorrow?
How about on Friday?
Friday we don't have any class.
Oh, yes, but
Oh.
I'll send it to you, right?
I will send the question paper to you on Friday. You want me
Yeah.
to send the question paper on Friday and you will solve and you will return it back to me.
Yes.
Okay, that can be done. That can be done. All right. Then Friday I will give you the question paper and tomorrow we will finish this chapter. Okay?
Okay.
Hiba? So I'm sending you in some time. Let the video save and then I will send it to you. It takes some time. Okay? So see you
Alright.
tomorrow, inshallah. Same time. Allah
Inshallah.
Hafiz. Bye bye.
Allah
Bye. Allah
Hafiz.
Hafiz.